Hello viewers, welcome to Opabini's Maths class. So today once again we are going to tackle one application questions on indices. But before we proceed, try and subscribe to my channel and share to your learner colleagues for more interesting videos on mathematics. Here when we look at this question, we have if 24 raised to the power x minus 54 is equal to 0, find 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 all over x minus 3. Here, when we look at the appearance of the question, it seems to be very complicated, but it is not. So here, I'm going to solve it in a systematic way so that you understand everything. So first of all, let's look at the solution of this question. So here, solution. So when we take this question, which is 24 raised to the power x is equal to, 24 raised to the power x minus 54 is equal to 0. So before we begin answering this question, let us take a typical look at what we are told to find, which is 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 all over x minus 3. So here, when we look at it, we have 24 here, we have 54 here. And what we are told to find is 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 all over x minus 3. So we can find out from here that these 2 are the prime factors of these numbers. So therefore, we need to break down the 24 in terms of prime factors, and then we break 54 in terms of prime factors. So before we do that, let us quickly send this minus 54 to the right side of the equation, and you see the next step. So here we can have 24 raised to the power x is equal to 54. So here we can then look for the prime factors of 24 and prime factors of 54. So here we can say 24, the prime factors of 24. Here we can have 12 multiplied by 2. 2 is a prime factor of 24. But 12 is not a prime factor of 24. So we need to still break 12 down. So here we can have either 4 multiplied by 3, or we can say 6 multiplied by 2. So to cut everything short, we can say 4 multiplied by 2. 2 is also a prime factor of 24. And then here we can also, so here we multiply 4 by 3, which will give us 12. Therefore, 3 is also a prime factor of 24. So here we come to 4, and then we break 4 down into 2 by 2. So all these are the prime factors of 24. So here, when we come here, under the 24, we can write how many 2's do we see from here? We have 1, 2, 3. So here, 2 raised to the power 3. And then multiply by, we have 3, multiply by 3. All raised to the power x is equal to, then we come here also, and we take the prime factors of 54. So here, the prime factors of 54 is seen as 54. So we split this one into 27 multiplied by 2. 2 is a common, 2 is a prime factor of 54. And then when we come to 27, you can say 9 multiplied by 3. 3 is a prime factor of 54. but 9 is not. So here we come here and then we split 9. It will be 3 by 3. So all these are prime factors of 54. So from here, we can say 3 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 1. So here, 3 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 1. So here, using one of the laws of indices, we can send this x on 3 and send this x on, we can send this x on 2 and send this x on 3. So we can do that by saying 2 raised to the power 3x multiplied by 3 raised to the power x is equal to 3 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 1. So here remember, 3 multiplied by 2 is a commutative. So we can decide to bring 2 first, followed by 3. So in this case, this one will be seen as 2 raised to the power 1 multiplied by 3 raised to the power 3. So when we look at this equation, we see the corresponding terms. We see 2 raised to the power 3x correspond to 2 raised to the power 1. Again, we see 3 raised to the power x that correspond to 3 raised to the power 3. So from here, we have to make good use of the corresponding terms. So here we can divide both sides by the corresponding terms. So here divide both sides by corresponding terms. So here when we pick 2 raised to the power 3x, we can divide that one by 2 raised to the power 1. So here this one will be seen as 2 raised to the power 3x divided by this 2 raised to the power 1. And then it's equal to, when we pick this 3 raised to the power 3, we can then divide it by 3 raised to the power x. So here we have 3 raised to the power 3 divided by 3 raised to the power x. So we can now see this quotient in a form 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 is equal to 3 raised to the power 3 minus x. Remember, from the question, we were told to find the value of 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 divided by x minus 3. When we look at it, we see it from here. We said we should find 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 all over x minus 3. So here, 2 raised to the power 3 x minus 1 all over x minus 3. So that is what we are told to find. And when we look at the equation from here, we say 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1. This 3x minus 1 is seen over here. And then this 2 is also seen over here. But what is seen from here, but not seen from this term? You can observe that 3x minus 1 all over x minus 3. 3x minus 1 all over x minus 1. It's not seen from here. So here, we bring that one here, x minus 3. And then remember equation, whatever you do to this side, make sure you do the same thing to the other side. So here, we also divide here by x minus 3. So from here, remember we were told to find the value of 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 all over x minus 3. So this term that we see here is equal to this term. But we can then simplify this 3 minus x all over x minus 3. We can simplify. So how is it going to be? So we observe that this 3 that we see here minus x can also be seen as x minus 3. They are not the same, but we can do something, adjust this one so that they will be the same. So how is it going to be? Here is, this is positive 3, but here is negative 3. But when I put minus sign here, definitely I will get this. But the moment you put minus sign here, it should affect these two terms. So in this case, I will come here to say, so I'll come here to say 2 raised to the power 3 x minus 1 all over x minus 3 is equal to, and then minus 1 into bracket x minus 3 all over, let's look at the previous step. So here, when we place minus sign here, the minus sign will not only affect this, but it will affect the both sides. So in this case, when I multiply minus sign by this, I get positive x. So when I also multiply minus sign by 3, I get negative x. And remember, we have x minus 3. So here we divide by x minus 3. So when we look at it, we observe that x minus 3 divided by x minus 3, they are all the same. So we can cancel them off. So here, in the end, we get 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 all over x minus 3 is equal to 3 raised to the power minus 1. So here, in short, we see 3 raised to the power minus 1 is also written according to one of the laws of indices as 1 over 3. So here, therefore, the value of 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 all over x minus 3 is 1 over 3. So let us quickly revisit the question and see how the explanation goes. So when you look at the question says if 24 raised to the power x minus 54 is equal to 0, then find the value of 2 raised to the power 3x minus 1 all over x minus 3. So I pick up my solution like this, and I wrote 24 raised to the power x minus 54 is equal to 0. And then I said we have to look for prime factors of these numbers, 24 and 54, because we have 2 here, we have 3 here, and then 3 here. So we have to put them into prime factors. So here, in this case, I have to write 24 in terms of prime factors, and I had 2 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 3, which will give us 24, and then all raised to the power x, because x was there already, and then it's equal to 54. Also, we put it in prime factors. in terms of prime factors. So here we have 3 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 1, which is the same as 54. So we continue by using one of the laws of indices. We spread this x over 2 raised to the power 3 and 3 raised to the power 1. So we had 2 raised to the power 3x multiplied by 3 raised to the power x is equal to 2 raised to the power 1 multiplied by 3 raised to the power 3. And then we observe that this 2 raised to the power x correspond to 2 raised to the power 1. Therefore, we need to make good use of these similar terms. And then this one also corresponds to that. So we divided both sides by the corresponding terms. And we had 2 raised to the power 3x divided by 2 raised to the power 1, which is equal to 3 raised to the power 3, which is this, divided by 3 raised to the power x. So after this, we use one of the laws of indices, and then we put it in the form 2 raised to the power 3 x minus 1. And then here will also be 3 raised to the power 3 minus x. So here we observe that we were told to find 2 raised to the power 3 x minus 1 all over x minus 3. But we had 3x minus 1 here, which we do not have that one, this x minus 3 here. So we put that one under it. And equation, whatever you do to this side, the left side, do the same thing to the right side. So here we have 3 raised to the power minus 3 raised to the power 3 minus x. Since we divided here by x minus 3, we need to do the same thing to here. So here we observe that this and this are the same, but we don't see it clearly. So before it can clearly be seen, then when we factor this minus sign out, then it will affect this, it will also affect that. So here we came here by factorizing the minus sign. So here, when I put minus sign here, the x being seen as negative will become positive here. And then 3 being seen as positive will become negative here. So in the end, this and this will be equal. So we cancel them off. And then we had 3 raised to the power minus 1 is equal to what we are told to find. So in the end, we have 3 raised to the power minus 1, which is the same as 1 over 3, according to one of the laws of indices. So viewers, that is where we can end this question. So keep practicing constantly, and I bet you can succeed in the end. Try and share to your learner colleagues and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Bye bye.